Hey everybody, Abby here. How are you guys doing today? I don't know if you remember a few videos ago, I had brought you guys part one of a subscriber's pantyhose story that he sent in to me, and today I am bringing you part two. So if you didn't see part one, stop here and go back so you can listen to part one first and then come back here and watch part two. So, tablet's still not working. I don't know what's going on. It's a few years old, so it's probably time for it to die. But it is what it is. Moving forward, everybody. All right. So, without further ado, we will get into part two of my pantyhose story. And he kind of sectioned this off. So we left off at part three, which was his dating years. Part four, part two, subsection four. Yeah. Anyway, curiosity and discovery. Early adulthood out of high school was the beginning of a dry spell that lasted a couple years. I was doing construction at the time, still wearing pantyhose every day. I was in good shape and took care of myself, but fell into watching and searching adult videos rather than going out and after women. Pantyhose images and videos were my go-to, but that eventually led deeper into something more. The sight of men in pantyhose and women's clothing were becoming more enjoyable. Eventually, this led into a desire for trans and cross-dressers. Having my own pantyhose and now heels, I found a couple of dresses for cheap that fit and would dress up when I was home alone. Dressing how I enjoyed women dressing was a real turn on. I wanted to do this for other men. I wanted them to see me dressed up. Late at night, one night, I snuck out and met someone that had talked to and sent pictures to, that enjoyed seeing me dressed up. It was a real rush having another man see me dressed as a woman. The feeling of my hand on my nylon encased legs, rubbing them the same way I would rub them. All said and done that night, I came to my senses and realized that I never wanted to do this again. It wasn't me. It wasn't for me. I purged everything. Sorry, had to adjust there. Part 5, going deeper. Within a couple months, I was buying and wearing pantyhose again. The cycle continues. I often thought of my first experience dressed with another man. I began to have the urge again to find a man to dress up for. I was researching my feelings and thoughts a lot, looking for others that felt the same way, trying to find out who I was and how a pantyhose fetish could lead to this. I eventually found a friend, a regular buddy that I would play with. This was my first time believing that I was bi. I could continue with the story if you would like on the side. Go ahead, send it to me. During this time, I would eventually meet a girl that I began to connect with. She she understood my fetish and had no problem wearing pantyhose. Generally at her place, rarely out. She was an adult entertainer, not a high end adult entertainer, nothing classy, a little trashy, but I was enjoying it. She would come home in the middle of the night still wearing her thigh highs from dancing and wake me up. It was incredible. She loved the idea of dressing me up and how I looked. She would always bring up size. Yes, that size. Comparing me to ex boyfriends and talking about how more enjoyable I was. I loved hearing it. It got my wheels spinning. I wanted a third person, a man, a bigger man, for the two of us, both in pantyhose. She was all for it at first. She wanted to start without me first, then join in to get comfortable with the situation. She was talking to a bigger guy to lead him into this. It worked. Too much. She had dumped me for him. Her excuse? I wore pantyhose and he was bigger. This would lead to another fetish down the road. Part 6, New Experiences. Devastated, I was alone in my thoughts, in my pantyhose, feeling inadequate. I had never had this problem before. Eventually, it would lead to a string of flings to prove myself. One of those flings involved a crossdresser that would wear pantyhose for me. Another was an older woman. I was in my early 20s. She was late 30s. She wanted to experience new things. Very good looking and sexual. She would send me pictures all the time of her legs and feet in pantyhose. It turns out she actually liked wearing pantyhose. She had a way of getting me to talk about my fetishes, ideas, and experiences. Her pantyhose covered legs and feet would put me in a trance. She had convinced me to try pegging. I loved it. She would eventually go back to her ex-boyfriend. And then I get a third email that says, Abby, I think at this point, I'm not sure how to continue my story. There are a lot of details. I had eventually married, then cheated on my wife with a coworker because I was able to get her to wear pantyhose. She actually loved wearing them and would wear them as much as I did. That wasn't enough. I started to wear chastity and wanted to be cucked. I loved the idea of someone bigger being with my wife. She was almost completely on board, and we took a turn in our relationship that has ultimately brought us back to the vanilla lifestyle. I wear pantyhose 24/7. I wear them in public with shorts now. For me, it's more than a fetish, it's an obsession. If you have any questions or would like me to continue, please let me know. So what do you guys think? Do we want to hear more? Yeah, we do. Send in more. Send it to me, of course. We love to hear it. That is all I have for you guys today. That's the end of the pantyhose story, at least for now, till I get more sent in. I hope you enjoyed. If you have any questions or comments, been there, done that, gone through it and come back, leave it in the comments. Let me know. Share your story with me. Send me an email at haute.abby@gmail.com. And until next time, everybody, we will see you guys real soon. Bye.